So I walked away for about 3 minutes, and it dawned on me, I have a tool for that. There we go. It's called an attitude adjuster. Bang this on as hard as you can. I'm just kidding. Don't you dare do that. Whew, that took some effort. Hey team, welcome back to Fast Monty's Garage. This is episode 13 of our engine rebuild process. And today we're going to talk about the harmonic balancer. I am going to use this video as a one-stop shop per se to remove your harmonic balancer, which we did earlier on in our build. I think it was episode 4. And then followed by installing it. So that way, if anyone ever needs to look it up, it's all in one spot. So what I'll do in the table of contents is I will list the time where the installation starts, and obviously the time where removal starts, so you can quickly go to that location. Now, if you're new here, check it out. That's where this whole fun began. Sheared a lifter, had to take the motor apart. Put it back together, but in the meantime I painted some parts and we're going to make it look prettier and we will go from there. So, to start things off, we're talking about this bad boy. This is what's on the front of the engine. It actually is used to set our timing, and if you can see right here, that's top dead center, and on the timing marks on the front of the motor it needs to match up. And so I wanted to put this on before we started doing valve lash, because we have to rotate the motor and want to make sure I get back to the same point every time. So enough of me talking, let me show you what's required to take it off. So I walked away for about 3 minutes and it dawned on me, I have a tool for that. Man, it must be my old age or something. Yeah, it's my old age. It's like when I go to Home Depot, walk down the tool aisle, and go, oh man, I don't have that tool. And you buy that tool. I get home, and I already have that tool. Story of my life. Anyway, what you need is this bad boy. This is a harmonic balancer puller. So you can get them at like Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone or whoever rents tools. I've clearly rented this so long I own it now. So that's probably why I forgot. Anyway, I'm going to get this set up and get this bad boy pulled off. Alright, I got it all assembled. So this is what it is. It is main drive screw. There's an adapter that goes on the end, so you can actually put this in the bore of the crank. And so as it lines up, then the pulley mounts. It has some studs you can put in. Try and get full thread engagement. There we go. It's off. Alright, welcome back to the front of the motor. I hope that jarred some memories taking the harmonic balancer off, but now it's time to put it back on. And I mentioned a special tool you needed for removal. You also need a special tool to put it on. It's called an attitude adjuster. All you have to do is bang this on as hard as you can. I'm just kidding. Don't you dare do that or I'll come after you with this. You need to do the same thing. You need to rent yourself a tool. It looks like this. So it's a harmonic balancer install tool. This one came from O'Reilly's Auto Parts. I think you can get them at any major auto supply as a rental. So assuming I don't keep this longer than a week, I can return it, no charge. So this is cool. It has all the different threads you need for different cranks, and then a drive, basically a drive screw and a drive nut. the drive nut pushes on this bearing. So the bearing, as you can tell, has ball bearings in there. And what that allows us to do is apply pressure and gives us less friction, because the snout and the harmonic balancer are press fit. So that's the first thing. You need to get yourself a tool. Now, depending on the tool, and in my circumstance, pretty interesting. Check inside here. See how that hole? This is where the bearing goes. It actually fits perfectly in there. And then the nut goes on top. The problem is, how do you get a wrench? How do you get a wrench on that? And I remember I did this before. I had to like turn it like this, and I chewed up this inside. You can see how it's chewed up. That's from me doing this the last time I put it on. So this time I'm gonna get creative and see where that gets us. I went to Ace Hardware or something, and I got these little metric washers. They actually fit right in there. So they seat perfectly. And so I got a few of them. So if I put 3 in there, I'm gonna put my bearing and my nut. In theory, I should have enough room for my wrench. So that is what we're gonna do. And here we go. Okay, first things first, we need to put our thread adapter into the crank. This is a 5/8 18 thread. And you just put it all the way in until it bottoms out. You don't have to tighten it very hard. As long as it bottoms out, you're good. You have full thread engagement. Then what you do is you take these 2 parts, slip it over, and we have a good start. So the next process is very simple. Remember our keyway on the crank. There's a keyway on the harmonic balancer, and there's a key on the crank. It's right here. I know it's hard to see. You can actually test fit first, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm right there. So it might be tough to see, but you can see my 0 mark and my top dead center are lined up nice. So now we're good to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to coat the inside of the bore with anti-seize. You don't want this to get rusted on one day and try and get it off. The rest of it I'm going to do with the engine oil. And I'm also going to put engine oil on the seal that's in here. So that's the next step, and I'll get to cranking. Be right back. Hey team, sorry for my ugly mug up in the camera. We are about to put this on, and like I showed you, we're going to put the harmonic balancer on. I already greased it and oiled it, and I'm going to put my washers in there, the bearing, and the bearing needs to go flat side against our washers, and then this rounded side against the nut. And I'm going to tighten it up, and it should go all the way until you feel it hard stop. If you feel any kind of drag, excess drag, or it sticks and you're not even close to your timing mark yet, stop what you're doing, because there's something not right. Back it off and check it out. The keyway is probably not lined up correctly or something like that. So I'll probably fast forward through most of this, but sit back and enjoy. All right. I got to the point where it absolutely stopped. And you can feel it totally stop on you. And check out our alignment. Pretty awesome. It looks like we're 1 degree off, which makes sense because remember, we advanced the cam 1 degree and we set it up. So this is awesome. Now we can just take it apart and we're good to go. All right, back to the workbench real quick. This is an ARP fastener for our crank bolt. And we're going to do the similar thing we did with the head bolts. We're going to coat both sides of the washer because we want lubricant on this face. We also want lubricant on the other face. And we'll just put them together, just like that. And then I'll put it in the crank. And I'll meet you back at the block. Hey guys, so those of you that are super smart probably noticed we're at the back of the block. The reason is we need to prevent the crank from rotating when we put 160 foot-pounds of torque on that crank bolt. So what I do is I put a grade 8 bolt into one of the flywheel holes. So when the crank rotates, it's going to stop right here and it's going to let us put the 160 foot-pounds of torque on. Be aware, do not thread this all the way through till it stops, because on the back side is the engine block and that's not rotating. If you tighten this too hard, you're going to start pulling the crank out in the wrong direction. So don't do that. Make sure you're fully threaded and you can see it from the side. I'll show you. So here it is from the side. You notice if I keep screwing it, it will touch the block. You don't want to do that because you'll start pulling the crank out. So back it off a few, because as this is going to rotate, you don't want it to drag on there. About right there is fine. All right, team, here we go. 160 foot-pounds. I can guarantee this is going to move about that far, because that's how far we had on the back of the motor for that interference. Oh, and there it goes. I can feel it locked. Now I'm just going to hit my target here. Whew, that took some effort. So while we're here, I'm just going to rotate the motor back to top dead center. Bam! Next step is episode 14. Alright, episode 13's under the belt. And I'm so happy the washers worked. I wish I would have thought of that the first time. Oh, that's how these things go. So if you liked what you saw and you learned something, hit the like button, thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe so you can get updated on the next release. But most importantly, you know the drill. Build them fast and drive them faster. See you next time.